So what is up, fanatics? I know it has been a really long time since I have uploaded a video, and do I have an excuse for it? Yes. Is it a good excuse? No. Uh, Honestly, probably just a little bit of laziness mixed with uh, some health stuff. Trying to take care of that. Also, family is very big in my life. So just doing a lot of stuff with my family. And also something I'm really excited about is a novella that I've been working on. The novella is called Unsung. First draft is already done. I am working on revising it as we speak. But I really don't have an excuse. And I want to create a platform where people can keep coming and keep watching my videos. So I promise that I'm going to try to do better. I can't guarantee, but I promise I'll try. So what we're going to do is a fan favorite for me with certified internet friends. We're going to be talking about anime again. So very excited about that. You're going to see Mr. Elcid, the Shikikan himself. You're going to see Dakotah, the Wolf Wolf, and the man, the myth, the legend, Jorge, aka Zero Shots Landed, and me talking about our favorite thing, anime. So here you go. All right. So, Telluride, Colorado, eh?
Oh yeah, man, it's great there.
Where's that at? Like, as far as like in relation to Colorado, it's
In
like,
it.
I mean, like,
Colorado.
is it in southern Colorado, like western Colorado?
It's in the inside region of Colorado.
You know what, dude? Good question. It's all a blur because I drove there, and it's kind of close to Aspen. It's a few hours away from Aspen. Where's a Telluride, Colorado map? That is southwest, and it's awesome. I would totally live there if I could, if it made sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, totally would.
it's probably a lot cheaper than like Breckenridge.
No, it's expensive as hell.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's brutally expensive.
That's where the rich people go. That's where
Oh,
that's where they eat caviar and drink Don Perignon.
it's called Rocky Mountain oysters.
Rocky Mountain oysters.
It's like all the Aspen rejects go there,
Nice.
Oh no,
and so it's like still a lot of money.
Expensive.
Yeah,
I feel
it's
that.
not nice to say Aspen rejects, but you know what I mean.
Okay.
feel that?
All right, boys. So it's been a while since we got together.
It has been.
Yeah.
Man, I found the poster I'm getting.
Why
Wait,
is
are we
that?
podcasting right now?
I don't know. Maybe. This could
Here,
be the
I
beginning.
put it on cultured.
Uncultured. Hold on. Let's see.
That's awesome.
Hold on. Culture.
We're gonna have to edit this
Oh.
into the video, but that is a great poster. I would totally get that.
I would
Okay.
totally
Somebody
yeah.
buy that for me.
Okay.
For
yes.
those of you that
Um,
are listening,
No. Oh, for those of us, those listening. Okay.
Ice Cube.
Ice Cube.
Do you know what movie that's from, Dakota?
No, I'm not gonna guess.
Dakota was not
Um,
allowed to watch those type of movies as a child.
I was
And
not.
it was called the Sunday Special.
Sunday
Points if you know
special.
if you know. from
Well,
who.
I'll throw some context in here. We were earlier off air. We were discussing Dakota's artwork behind him with the sunset and the pier, and we think it should be replaced. So we were looking for replacements.
With lewd
And I
anime
think Jorge
posters.
found the best one.
Okay, no.
Oh man, now he found an even better one.
This is the new winner.
These are all gonna have to go
Okay.
up.
You're gonna have to edit these into the video, Rock.
Okay. So, oh no, yeah. Consider it done. Okay. So for the movie buffs out there, if you guessed "Boys in the Hood," you have guessed right. Number two, poster number 2. Let's see if Dakota knows this one. I think Elsa does.
I know exactly what it is, dude. Come on.
Okay. That you sound awfully confident for somebody that's not answered.
It's obviously Avengers 1. No, it's Pulp Fiction.
All right, Pulp Fiction. Okay, so this man does
I am
does know about the outside world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad that COVID didn't just fry your brain to whatever's in the inside of those four walls that you're in. So
Could I just mention real quick how happy 02 looks holding that MP5 behind Samuel Jackson?
She's like, "This is the best day ever."
I'm saying.
That's an adios puta vibe right there.
Say what again, darling?
All right. So I am actually not familiar with this anime.
It's awesome.
What is it?
Cody, you want to take it?
Darling in the Franxx. It's awesome.
Darling in the Franxx. It sounds like a 50s R&B group.
It is definitely not.
No? Okay.
No. It's been a while since I watched it. So the premise is going to be hard to kind of go over, but basically it's kind of like a post-apocalyptic world that these people live in. And these people live in these moving cities. And they have they train these kids to go out and fight in these mechs, right? And they fight the aliens and the monsters that are outside of the city walls.
Okay.
So the whole deal is...
Yeah. Okay. So how are the mechs piloted?
I was getting there, dude. I was getting there. So the whole deal is that the mechs have to be piloted by a male and female duo.
Okay, so let me get this straight so far. We got a little bit of Immortal Engines meets Gundam Wing meets a little bit of I don't know. I'll mention a podcast reference, Ender's Game, because there's aliens, right? And a little bit of Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
With a slight tinge of Evangelion.
Okay.
Slight tinge.
Evangelion? Okay.
For a little bit. I mean, well, I guess this is going to be like a pretty spoiler-heavy,
With also a tinge of Yamate Kudasai.
Yeah, a lot of that. Okay. I can't keep up with Jorge's posters.
Dude, I'm loving these posters.
For the not fully initiated weebs, what did you guys just say like 2 seconds ago?
So basically the show's about these mechs.
Okay.
And the main character can't find a partner. Well, he meets this chick who is kind of crazy in a good way. And it turns out that he's the only person that could be her partner.
Why?
And the way, that's the way it works. I don't know. They're compatible.
Anime.
But the way that they pilot these mechs is not like side-by-side Pacific Rim style. It's more like one person's the motorcycle and the other one's the rider, I would say. That's probably the best way to put it.
The show's about sex.
Oh, okay.
It's a very horny show, but it's awesome.
It's a very
Okay.
It's basically one giant
14-year-old wet dream.
We are cultured people, so we refer to those scenes as lewd. Okay, just want you to know.
No, but
chaps, good.
The show is lewd. Well, actually, no, not even. To be honest, not really.
Is it wholesome? It's wholesome.
No.
Would you say wholesome?
Well, there's some wholesome scenes, but I wouldn't classify the show as wholesome. No. It's all just like one big metaphor for sex.
Okay, I got you.
That's it. The whole show, how you drive the mechas, why they're compatible and why it works so well. And because they're so compatible together, the main character and 02 over here, they can just fuck shit up.
Oh, okay, I got you. I feel like we're making our youngest member of our certified internet friends group slightly uncomfortable. He looks. No,
I'm fine.
No, he's furiously googling this show, watching the first episode.
He's like, oh.
Dude, I'm finding all these posters.
Where does this show stream?
It's like the gif of the cat typing on the keyboard. It's like, Darling in the Franxx. It's a great show. You should definitely watch it. It's one of the must watches, I feel like.
Okay.
I can't believe you guys haven't seen it. because that would be a lot to talk about there.
There would be a lot to talk
about. I have not watched Darling in the Franxx. After that description, I'm not sure if it's the show for me.
It is
not sure. I'm not sure. But who knows? Maybe one day when I'm sad and lonely and slightly tipsy, I'll give it a shot.
Dude, this is also coming from the man that said, "I'm not gonna like Nagatoro because I don't like weak ass men."
It's true. We are. I don't like characters that are soft.
You gotta stop.
Okay. We went from movies to hip hop with. Is that the girl from Zombieland Saga?
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
I recognize that character actually.
Yeah, looks like from a Studio Ghibli movie.
Okay,
kind of.
I've never seen a Studio Ghibli character do that.
Who's most swag?
Man, yeah. Wait, no, hold on, back up. You haven't ever seen a Studio Ghibli movie? Ever?
No, I've seen a Studio Ghibli movie. If I'm not mistaken, they made Howl's Moving Castle, Spirited Away, right?
Yeah.
Spirited Away? No, it's Or is that the okay? All right. What's the movie? What's the Disney movie? Spirit.
Spirit Stallion of the Cimarron.
I guess maybe
the horse movie.
The horse movie. I thought I was referring to the Disney movie, but okay.
I know. I just opened up a whole can of worms about why I was able to recite that so fast.
I have so much to unpack there, man. Let's just move on.
So Hildoglo was his favorite movie as a child. He wanted to be Viggo Mortensen.
No, it says
And from there, his love of horses grew.
Seabiscuit was my first movie I've ever seen. Not really.
And thus grew his love of Tobey Maguire movies. He quickly moved on to Spider-Man.
Bully Maguire.
Has he ever done a bad movie? I don't think so. Name one bad movie he's done.
The Spider-Man.
I know my favorite. I know my favorite movie of all time is Cider House Rules. Okay, with him and Charlize Theron having a steamy cider house affair.
Again, he hasn't done a bad movie.
Spoilers. I'm pretty sure that was him. I don't know. Anyways, I digress. Okay. So, for those of you listening, there's also a new picture of Barack Obama.
Dude, you're giving Rafa so much work.
Dude, I almost spilled my beer all over my new keyboard, man.
Oh no.
There's a new picture of Barack Obama wearing sunglasses like a boss, and he's with a very nice
anime
waifu who's not only blonde / with green tips, but has horns as well.
She's a dragon.
Some Ara vibes.
She's a dragon. Ara.
She's a dragon. That's a good show, by the way. Very good show.
Are you talking about the new one? The one
Lulu Wholesome.
What show is it?
Lulu Wholesome.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact name, to be honest, but it's about this lady who just kind of lives by herself, and then she inadvertently starts living with a dragon.
Oh yeah,
friends move in. You know, as one does.
Yeah, normal.
Right?
I got you.
I gotta look up the title again because it's been a long time since I watched that show. But what are you guys watching now?
Okay, so Dakotah already mentioned it. Okay, and so moving back to the weak men conversation, I am a little bit, not 100%, but a little bit of a Hispanic machismo kind of guy, right? Where I think dudes are supposed to be doodly, you know, and I saw the commercial for "Don't Mess with Me, Miss Nagatoro," and I thought it was not for me. I'm sad to say, boys. That's what I assumed falsely that it was. But
and how far into the first episode that you ever watched did it take for your opinion to be changed? I'm thinking it was around like 30 seconds.
around the 30-second mark, because there is a character. Okay, so Miss Nagatoro has 2 friends or 3 friends, but 2 of them that hang around a lot, and one is like a tall, blonde, big booba chick, and then a smaller blonde, big booba chick, and the smaller blonde, big booba chick is an airhead, kind of, because all she does is repeat the last 3 words of everybody's sentence. But for some reason, I love that character. They're like, "What are you doing here, you perv?" And then she'll be like, "Perv." Like, I don't know why. I just love it so much. And yeah, just as soon as I saw the interactions between the characters, it was one of my new favorite animes.
I was so like pleasantly surprised by that show. Like I didn't wait. I only watched it like after 10 or so episodes had already come out. But it was just like the first episode is kind of hard to watch because I was like, oh god, I feel so bad for this dude. He's getting picked on so bad. And by like 30 seconds into the second episode, I was like, bully him more, you know?
Okay. So I have my own very, very strong opinion about this. But from my point of view, these are incredibly good people that have come into his life. All of them. Because they're like basically man up and you're now our friend, even though you're kind of a punching bag, but we love you. That's kind of where it comes, like how I see it.
That's what makes the show so good, right? Because it's like it starts off with she's just like the popular girl, kind of teasing him a little bit, but then she kind of finds out just a little bit about him, right? And then kind of starts liking him, but kind of keeps on teasing him, and then he kind of enjoys it to a certain extent.
He
right?
does.
He's getting attention. Right? Like, yeah, he's getting attention and he's enjoying it. And then the relationship kind of develops from there. And then, the friends get involved and, he starts learning how to toughen up a little bit,
Right.
So it's overall like the premise starts off kind of lewd, but it's a very wholesome show. It's very feel good.
It definitely starts out as like the show for people that want to be stepped on. And then it turns into much better than that. It's still a show about wanting to be stepped on, but there's also more to it.
But in a wholesome way.
Do you care to unpackage your statement of wanting to be stepped on?
No.
Are you sure that this is not something that you want the fanatics to truly, understand this need?
We can leave that for the anime episode part 3, I feel like.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure. No, but I do.
Elson's like, I'll unpack it.
I don't want to let this go. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Huh?
Dakotah, what do you mean? When we stepped on? What does that mean? Describe that. Is that a common thing in the anime community?
I will say that out of the 4 of us here, it's about a 50% ratio. So I don't know how common it is.
If you peruse through the Crunchyroll forum or Reddit forum about the anime, I would not be surprised if there is a number of interested parties to that particular activity. So yes. All right. Okay, moving on. Jorge's just sitting here like, what?
We didn't even talk about
what episode did I get myself into?
The president when she shows up in Nagatoro.
Oh my god, the president, yes.
So late in the season, though,
I know, but she's awesome. Yeah. She quickly became one of my favorite characters.
Why?
Because she's awesome.
Explain to me.
She's great.
Oh my god! You gotta give me something more than that.
Nah, I can't think of anything without it being
so okay. So Mr. Senpai himself, okay, which we found out that the character has no name. He is only known as Senpai. Which I don't know about you guys, but I have decided that all of the girls in my life from now on, I will require them to refer to me as only Senpai.
I thought it was Hokage.
Hokage would be good. I think it's a bit of a stretch, but Senpai is I feel I feel is wholesome and acceptable in the world. So that is that is my new desired nickname. I don't know if it will be attained, but this is what I'm going for. But
good luck on that journey, man.
Yes, thank you. Mr. Senpai himself is an art club. The president is the president of the art club, and I just want to say she has artistic vision that is beyond her years.
Amongst other things beyond her years, but yeah, also artistic vision.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah.
So I mean, so that's kind of like something I always wonder. Why is it that in every single anime, the president of the student council holds like the nuclear codes to Japan's nuclear arsenal or something? They have so much power. They're looked up so highly. I never really get it.
No clue, man.
I love the trope, but I don't get it.
Well, okay, so Japan, from my short visit there, is a very orderly and organized place, right? So they highly respect the rules. And then on top of that, I think the president, the student body president, oversees a lot of the student activities that apparently aren't supervised, or at least this is from what I could tell, aren't supervised after school activities by like teachers or anything like that. It's almost like students have their own, autonomy when it comes to clubs and activities, and the president is the one that decides which ones are like cool or not cool, or up to snuff or not up to stuff. As far as I could tell, that's what it looks like. But that's only from my limited experience of watching high school animes, which makes me feel,
and they totally mirror real life.
Yeah, it makes me feel a bit weird saying that. that I enjoy watching cartoons about Japanese kids in high school.
Well, nobody wants to see the president of the old people's home. Nobody wants to see that anime.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The Notebook was a huge success, and that was about old people boning. Just saying.
Huh?
Nicholas Sparks, made it work. But
that's the whole plot of the movie that you've only.
Did we watched the same movie?
That movie is about Ryan Gosling and Ryan Gosling.
Let me tell you something. That book describes old people activities in graphic detail.
Well, that's alarming.
I think I was in high school reading that book, and I went, ah! I just threw it in the air. I was like, what am I reading? This is weird. Yeah.
We'll all be there one day, man.
Yeah, I know, right? I don't know. I feel like when I hit like about 65, I'm probably gonna buy a motorcycle, and I'm talking about like a Ducati 999S,
dude.
And just drive as fast as possible everywhere I go. At that point in life.
Have you seen those Calamigos ads with George Clooney and his buddy like riding through the agave fields in Mexico?
No, but
they're in their motorcycles, and they got their salt and pepper hair, and they're just riding, and they just look badass, in their 60s. That's what I'm picturing, man.
Let me tell you
something.
I
want to look like that.
I don't look as good as George Clooney now. I highly doubt that by the time I am his age, I will look anything like that. You know what? George Clooney has more hair than I do right now. And I'm a young 32 years old. Unless I do the Brian Urlacher and like just get like little plugins all over my head, For those of you who don't know, because I feel like this might not be the sports audience, but Brian Urlacher is a treasured old member of the Chicago Bears, who was a legendary linebacker, and he now does hair implant ads in Chicago all over the place. So, Oh, okay, wait. No, that's the guy from Gas Monkey, Jorge, I'm pretty sure. So Jorge had put another picture.
That's not me.
Oh no! I put the picture of the ad that I always see. This is us, man. This is us.
Awesome.
When we get our motorcycle. This is right here. This is when we do the special, the Mexico special, right through Mexico, tasting tequila. Yeah.
I'm totally gonna have a 02 skin on my bike.
Okay. Oh, okay. So I really want to talk about this because now that we're talking about motorcycles, Tokyo Revengers. That's what I've been watching. Like that is the anime that this season I have been absolutely obsessed with. I already see Elsid's face. He kind of looks like he got kicked because he has not watched all the episodes. You're like, is he gonna spoil this for me? I saw it. Like maybe you didn't know you were concerned, but in the back of your head, there was.
Listen, man, I'm willing to take one for the team and take on a few spoilers. But I just started watching that show, but I'm curious. I'm literally like 3 episodes in, and it seems like a lot can happen there.
Oh yeah. Okay, so all right, Dakotah, go ahead and kind of jump into the theme a little bit. You know, I don't want to monopolize the Tokyo Revengers conversation.
Okay. So Rafa and I have been doing an anime night and watching Tokyo Revengers about every week. So far, like the main kind of just summary of the plot really is this dude is like 27, 28 years old and gets pushed in front of a train, and all of a sudden he's sent back in time. Right? He's sent back to his teenage years. I'm working on it. I'm rounding about back to where I'm going.
Okay.
So the whole premise of this is that towards the beginning, he found out that his one and only girlfriend that he ever had died due to a gang-related activity in Tokyo. Right?
Right. Motorcycle gang.
Yeah. And when he was a kid, he was involved in the very, very lowest levels of that gang. So his goal when he finds out he can go back in time is to find a way to save this chick, to save the person he loved. And so that's kind of like that could be wide open. There's so much that can happen there. But as the show goes on, he meets new people. He finds out that saving this one person is going to be a lot harder than he thinks, because he's going to end up having to save way more than her for everything to work out. And it's gone in places I didn't expect. And it's kind of a topic I've not seen too much in anime shows. It's a middle school biker gang.
Well, okay, so I don't think it's as popular anymore, but biker gang culture was as popular in Japan as biker gang culture was in the United States, you know, especially like West Coast area. You know, so there was huge biker gangs. I think in the late '80s, early '90s, and this show kind of goes into that culture. I don't know how accurate it is, to be honest, about that culture. I don't think it's no Sons of Anarchy, which if you guys have never watched Sons of Anarchy, if there's anybody out there listening that wants to do an episode of Sons of Anarchy, hit this guy up. But it is a good show. I like it. And, you know, if you can't tell, I'm kind of a sucker for time travel shows. So, you know, right up my alley.
You know, you say that you like time travel stuff, but have you watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 3? Caught in a web of lies right here, man.
So, okay.
I like time travel, but not really.
Okay, I'm just gonna say this before we move on to JoJo's, because I will talk about JoJo's a little bit, because since we had our anime episode, part 1, I did start watching JoJo's, but Tokyo Revengers, okay, great show. The manga is on the final arc right now, so it's about to be wrapped up. But I will tell you this: the story arc in either like season 2 or season 3 is going to be absolutely ridiculous. Like an amazing scene is going to happen, and I'm not going to spoil it, but after reading the manga, I am extremely excited to watch the show, and the show has been extremely faithful to the manga so far, which is always a good thing. So
yeah, and so we just hit like the first half of the season just finished, and these last few episodes literally like on the edge of my seat. Like
Dakotah was yelling at me
I yelled at Rappa because he's read ahead, and I was like, "You tell me what happens.
You tell me right
tell
now.
me what happens right now. I don't want to wait."
So weird.
I know. I don't know why I do that, but I do it. You know, I just can't help it.
It's great.
But
I like
the show's awesome. The last few episodes have been just edge of my seat. I wish that I didn't have to wait a week between them.
So, Simp goes back in time to save his girlfriend with a motorcycle gang?
Yes.
Oh, you hit that right on the head.
Yeah. Perfectly stated.
But,
I gotta watch.
And Dakotah has also gotten his new nickname from that show as well. He will forever be known as Takamichi. Uh-oh, there's Scotty.
Oh, I see some tails wagging.
Scotty's trying to sneak in.
I believe he succeeded.
He has succeeded. Now he wants out.
Now he wants to sneak out.
I am filled with regret. Go lay down, buddy.
He's like, over there?
Get him on.
He's like staring at the wall. Scotty.
Get him on the bed.
Up.
No, he does not want you right now.
He doesn't like the light.
He's poking the door. He's like, out. Yo.
I assume that your family is eating dinner, and he's probably like,
yes, for sure.
Let me go out there. Yeah. Anyways, so for those of you that don't know, Scotty is
my mascot.
Coda's dog. So
his full name is Scotland Asparagus Lizard Man, but I just call him Scotty.
What?
Scotland Asparagus Lizard Man.
Where did you get asparagus from?
When I got him, I was asked several of my friends what I should name him, and I got multiple answers, and so I found out the best way to combine them all.
Ah, okay.
Actually, it was Nimbus.
Nimbus?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that would be an awesome name for a dog.
It's a good dog name.
Yeah, Nimbus.
That's pretty good.
Isn't that the name of Goku's cloud?
Yes.
No, I'm talking about Mr. Nimbus.
What?
Oh, Mr. Nimbus. Oh, dude. Okay, for those of you that don't know, I love, and I mean love, Rick and Morty, and the Rick and Morty episode 1 season 5 is free on YouTube. For those of you who have not watched it, it is a great episode. And let's just say Mr. Nimbus tells the police what to do. Okay, he controls the police. All right.
I'm intrigued.
So, other than
back to anime or Japanese anime, I don't know.
There you go.
Okay.
I don't know, because I was listening to this other podcast and they're talking about that, and they're like, it's an argument that only weebs make amongst themselves, because in Japan, someone was like, "What's your favorite anime?" It's like, "Oh, my favorite anime I watched most recently was Despicable Me 2." You know?
Okay.
So they're like, and anime, it's just animation there.
Okay.
But, here we got to make things complicated.
It's pretty American.
Yeah, but that's 3D animation. Like, it's not the same. You know? He's wrong.
Beastar.
Whoever they asked in Japan was wrong.
Okay, so Advent Child is not
Beastars?
animation?
Oh, 3D animation.
I wouldn't call that an anime. No.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
What about Bad
So
Batch?
it begins.
Bad Batch.
Invincible.
Oh, dude, Invincible was awesome.
That was great.
It was good.
I mean, let's.
You watched it?
Invincible?
You watched it, Mister? I don't have time to watch anything new whatsoever in my life.
Apparently,
Dude,
he does 8 hours of laundry a week, and he did.
I had to fucking find time, and I found it, and I watched it.
Okay.
And I really, really, really liked it, and I thought the voice cast was just legendary. But
JK,
I don't think 8 episodes was enough for this
Yeah.
season. I don't think 8 episodes was enough. I think it was too much crammed into, like, the pacing was real slow first, 5 episodes or so, and it ramped up in pacing.
Yeah, it went from 0 to 100, like on episode 7. Actually no. Okay, because I don't want to spoil it for anybody. So if you're listening to this, I don't know how much time you guys skip ahead, but you're gonna have to skip ahead if you don't want it spoiled. But episode 1, I was watching it and I thought exactly what you thought, and I was like, So I'm like, I did not expect that from Robert Kirkman. So if you guys don't know who Robert Kirkman is, he's the guy that invented, or that like the creator of The Walking Dead. You know, so if you're a Walking Dead fan, and you want to see his version of an animated series, which Walking Dead was originally a comic book, so it makes sense that he does, you know, like another comic book style series. I was like, oh, this is like pretty tame for him. And then the last 5 minutes of the episode was one superhero beating the holy hell out of like the equivalent of the Justice League. So imagine like Injustice, right? I'm pretty sure it's Injustice.
Injustice, Gods Among Us.
Right. So that's when Superman turns evil, right? And, you know, does his thing, and like beats up or kills half of the Justice League. So imagine that, but like what took Superman like years to do, this guy did it like in 5 minutes.
And it wasn't beat the hell out of. It was brutally murder in the most gruesome way you could think.
Yes, he literally ripped them to shreds. And after the last 5 minutes of episode 1, I was like, all right, I'm in. I'm like, I want to see where this is going.
So I have a friend that was like begging me to watch. He's like, have you watched Invincible yet? He's like, I watched it all in a day. It was so good. And I'm like, okay, I'll make sure to watch him. And he's like, text me when you finish the first episode. Text me when you finish the first episode. I'm pretty sure
that was me. Okay.
No, it was our good friend Spank the Tank.
Spank the Tank.
And he was like, text me when you finish the first episode. So I watched it and I was like, what? Kind of like you. I was like, this is just another like superhero cartoon. It was good. It was entertaining, but it wasn't anything I hadn't seen before. And then that scene happened, and I was like, holy shit.
Yes.
It's kind of wild. Why did he do this? What's going on?
It was a good hook. It was a great hook.
Yeah. And there was one scene that I've thought about several times, because it finally makes sense how Superman's able to do this. When he's teaching his son to fly, he goes, we can push off of anything. We don't need to be standing on the ground to use our force like against something to push something. Right? That's how they fly. Because he's able to like push things and send things backwards, with physics and all that. It really didn't make sense because like you're floating. Never mind.
So what you're saying is that
you
see your brain just like
he's like, you see
it was trying to
board?
wrinkle up to explain it, but it just wouldn't, and it just popped back out to smooth right after in the middle of that.
His brain was really wrinkly, and then it went really smooth at the end.
Yeah, I'm trying to describe it, and I can't because
Actually, you described it pretty accurately.
My brain moves too fast from my mouth, and I'm like six thoughts ahead.
That's exactly what they said, but it's like, that's kind of where it stops when it comes to
logic.
Yeah, I mean just superhero logic and physics. Yeah.
Yes. I was just like, they can fly. Okay, I like this.
They can fly now.
Yes. All right.
But it was good. I definitely enjoyed it, and I thought that the voice acting in it was like just phenomenal.
Yeah.
J.K. Simmons was awesome. He did incredible.
Oh yeah.
And they made us so many memes.
It's like the meme that broke the world, honestly. Which I saw this like 20-minute video explaining why that scene was so perfect to become a meme. And I like, it doesn't matter if you've watched this or not. Everybody has seen the meme of Omni-Man pointing, like crouching and pointing to his head, yelling at his son like, "Think, Mark, think," because it's very true. And if you think about it, it rings out super true, and that's part of the reason I love anime so much, or all animation, and all fiction really. It's because it points out humans' truths that sometimes are hard to swallow, and the truth is that we sometimes do not, no matter what, want to accept the facts.
Yeah.
So it's just like whatever it relates to being able to accept something, that Think Mark Think is like the perfect scene to explained that too. And I think they've used everything from like Homer Simpson and Bart Simpson to like political memes, you know, like Fauci explaining to a Karen or things like that. So
I think the other one I really like is where it's the jet like blowing up in the background, and he's just like, "Look what they have to do to mimic a fraction of our power." I think that one's awesome.
That was a great one. There's some great applications of that meme.
I've seen the one. It's like a Destiny meme where it's showing some character that can Thunder Crash, you know, like the Titan that can fly through the air and land on people, and then it shows a Top Tree Dawnblade which actually can like fly in Destiny.
Would you just call me?
And they're like, and he's like, "Look what they have to do to mimic a fraction of our power." You know, it's just kind of funny.
So, Omni-Man or One Punch Man?
Okay, so here's,
and he made a cameo in that show, by the way. In Invincible, One Punch Man had a fraction of a second shot in there.
Yes. They had Saitama in it?
Yes, 100%.
Jorge,
100%.
Jorge, Mr. Young Jorge, as we like to refer to him as. No, what's the other name you have?
Don't know.
It was a Spanish name that you came up with for him, Elcid.
Oh shit, I don't remember. We've given him so many names. I mean, he's call him the coach. You know,
the coach.
I think that he's a candidate for the first person. We should just use his Discord name in real life everywhere we go.
just
call him Coach, because I mean, Coach from New Girl is awesome. Everybody loves Coach.
Hilarious. But he was an actual
is that
coach. The
reference?
No, but it still works.
I thought you were a Halo coach. Could be.
No, it's because when we were peak into climbing, there were only two kind of things that Jorge ever sent me on Instagram: climbing things and big booties. So his name on Discord is Coach Peach, you know, booty, and then bouldering with a climber, because it's pretty much all we ever talk about. So
we only have the most sophisticated of conversations. Okay, just want you guys to know, you listeners. How
did we get here?
I don't know. Find the cameo.
Omni-Man can beat One Punch Man.
You called him Young Jorge, and then you said something about his nicknames.
No, it was like Geronimo or Geraldo or something like that.
Geraldo's my dad's name.
Really? I thought it was Jerry, but
that's because he wants to not be Hispanic.
Geraldo is my father. You can call him Jerry.
But anyways, Invincible's awesome.
Yeah, so Young Jorge, find that. We're gonna splice that image into the podcast.
He's too busy sending us
culture.
I'm gonna buy one of those posters. Not gonna lie, I need the space behind me filled up. I'm gonna get one of those.
I think you should get that last one with Samuel L. Jackson.
I'm thinking because this wall behind me is super plain, of putting anime posters so that it could be like a cooler anime and TV show posters, and put like cooler background than what I have so far.
So I mean, when your family visits, how would you explain that? Because this is a good segue into what I'm planning to segue into. You know, they see this big anime poster of, let's say,
I would probably do not so crazy anime posters, because I sometimes work from home.
Yeah.
So whatever the company I work for would let me get away with, I would do.
So that Honolulu picture from Azure Lane, it's not going to work, right?
It's a great desktop, but
else it's right there. It's like, what?
Editor, can we get Honolulu on screen, please? Thank you.
I'm just gonna flash it on the screen. Ready? 3, 2, 1, flash. Okay, it's on there. There you go.
So the reason I asked that is because I was with my family the other day, and I pulled up my phone. You know, like my normal phone, and my lock screen is Shinobu from Demon Slayer.
Wait, is that the one with the gag in her mouth?
No, that's Nezuko.
Oh, that's right.
Uncultured swine.
I just wanted to say.
Gag? Is that about the gag?
Yeah, exactly.
Scotty is laying down in front of the door, nuzzling it every 30 seconds. He's like, maybe the door will open backwards this time. But anyways, and they're like, who's that on your phone? And I was like, it's a character from an anime. And they're like, oh, okay. But
And then they looked at each other. This is why, And they're like, I know.
This is why the other one was the favorite. This is why he's still single.
Man, I don't know, man. I want to put something in there. Everybody asked about it. I was like, I'm a goddamn adult. Put whatever I want on my wall.
I mean, you have Senpai Yoda behind you. I mean,
yeah.
That just.
I leave that up while I work. By the way, people ask me about it all the time.
I mean, it's a conversation starter.
He helps me. It helps me determine what stocks to buy. GameStop, you must.
It's really good, dude.
GameStop. Actually, speaking of stocks, I thought this was pretty interesting. I'm gonna take it back to the anime. Apparently, there's an isekai anime where instead of becoming some holy warrior or some super OP mage, he decides to go the aristocratic route and rescue the economy of the kingdom. Yeah.
Kingdom.
Yes. So
a kingdom.
So his job is to rescue the kingdom, but instead of vanquishing the demon lord, he wants to restore the economy.
Interesting.
What the fuck?
Yes, I'm trying to remember what the name of that anime was. I'm sure.
I am intrigued. I would totally watch this. It's just how do you fix the economy of I'm assuming this is kind of like a medieval type piece.
Jorge, could you find that for us?
The whole nation is under a plague. Plague 1520, as they would say. COVID 1520.
COVID 1520? Oh,
geez. Shut up.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I'm like, wait, what?
I was trying. I could have gone further with that, but I lost it.
You almost had me.
He was like, "Oh, that's why the economy."
No, dude, anime is crazy, man. You could literally. There's some titles that I read, especially on isekais or from light novels or whatever, where it's just yeah, okay, yeah, sure, why not? I mean, there really are some nut ones out there.
Yeah, I mean, my most recent show I watched is pretty interesting. It's called Saga of Tanya the Evil. And that kind of had an interesting plot. So it's basically this dude that gets isekai'd. You don't know this in the first episode. But this dude gets isekai'd into basically an alternate reality, Imperial Germany, in the early 1900s. But he's not isekai'd back as a dude. He's born again, reincarnated as a baby. Female baby. And he's trying to find out the best.
Wiping the sweat off his brow.
And he's trying to figure out. He's trying to figure out the best way to live an easy life and not die early, right?
Gotcha.
And so she joins the military, but because he's an adult mind inside a tiny lolly, he moves up the ranks. She moves up the ranks.
Wait, what is this term you speak of?
Lolly?
Yes.
I think it just means underage, very childlike anime characters. And that's all I'm going to say on that.
Okay.
For safety reasons.
For safety reasons.
Yeah.
It's the FBI.
Is it called C?
C?
Yeah.
Just like the letter?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, you're right.
It says it's set in a world where Japan goes through a financial crisis that caused high rates of unemployment, crime, and suicide. I guess the kid that's the boy raised by his aunt after his father and mother disappear and die.
So this is an isekai, he gets transported.
It says when he accepts the money, he becomes an entrepreneur and is drawn into an alternate reality of the financial district, where he makes transactions using a special currency.
No, that might be it.
No, I don't think it's that
Primo gems?
Because this one's 2000. This one's 2011. This one's the one I'm talking about is a brand new anime. Like, yeah, I saw it like in a Guguk, like season, like this season of anime review type thing. I think it was Giguk or one of the guys from what is it called? Trash Taste, the Trash Taste podcast. Yeah.
Anime Man.
Yes. Or competition.
Sea Dog VA.
I think we're about as much competition as as.
And we're in second place, but it's okay.
Okay.
We don't need to worry about the margin.
I was talking about weird anime titles and light novel titles. I'm gonna read some out, and I want you guys to tell me which ones are real titles and which ones aren't. Okay.
Okay.
Is this like some kind of website you found?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Ready? Okay. This is an easy one. Okay. Is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon?
Oh, that's real because I watched it.
Yeah.
Hestia is probably either my number 1 or number 2 waifu. It's between her and Chika Fujiwara, and I'm gonna stick by that. I don't care what anyone says or thinks about me, which is probably deplorable things, but Hestia and Chika Fujiwara.
I mean, Chika's great.
100%
I love Chika.
What about this one?
Wait, which one do you have, Jorge?
Oh, I was just gonna say there's another stock trading anime called Kuma 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 Bear.
Kuma 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 Bear.
Wait, is that part of this game right now? Is that a real title?
Yeah, that's a real title.
Oh, that's a real title. Okay. Kuma 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 Bear.
All right. Let's do a couple more of these. Is it real?
Next. I'll just do a few. Okay. Reborn into a hamster for 233 days.
Man, I want to say not real, but I'm not really sure.
I'm going to vote not real on that one.
Yeah. Not real.
Jorge?
Not real.
That was real.
Oh, my God. Oh, man.
Okay, next. Because my toilet turned into a dungeon, taking care of my business has become too difficult.
That has to not be real.
I would hope that's not real.
I don't know. I'm kind of intrigued. Because when you got to go, you got to go.
It's real. It's real. It's real. I'm adding all of these to my anime list.
Yes. Okay. I got one right.
Okay. All right, last one. Hold on. Oh man. Okay, so this is the original title. Ah shit. Well, I already gave it away. But this is the original title of something we already all know. The asshole in the spring of his life does not dream of an upperclassman in a bunny suit.
What? So was that the actual translation then?
I think that's a very bad translation. Rascal does not dream of bunny girl senpai.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I kind of guessed.
Which you need to watch that. I know you have not watched it yet, Ralf.
I watched the first episode and it's kind of interesting. There's so many animes out there right now that I just love so much that like they kind of been taking first priority. So yeah.
I mean, going back, I can't reiterate enough how awesome Saga of Tanya the Evil was. It went in a direction that a bunch of other shows did not go. Like, it explains, like, you'll learn this in the second episode, so it's not a huge spoiler, but you learn, like, why she got isekai'd. And, like, the actions behind it. And I was like, this is kind of cool. Like, that show went in a really cool direction. And I'd highly recommend it, especially considering that season 2 just got announced.
Okay. So, real question. And for those of you that don't know what isekai means, isekai, I think it's like
world
or
something like that,
right? Or other world. I think that's what the translation is for it. So basically, it's anytime you take a main character and you put them in another world that's not their own. So if you're thinking literary references, think of John Carter, right? That terrible Disney movie that bombed. What other one? What other good movie or reference? What's like a mainstream isekai?
Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, there you go.
That's technically an
Perfect.
isekai, right?
Actually, that is probably the OG. It's between Alice in Wonderland and Narnia. Have to be the OG.
Dude, yeah, Narnia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have to be like the OG.
I mean,
isekais.
if you want to kind of get down to it, I mean, Cars is an isekai. Thor is an isekai.
No. Those characters exist in that world.
Thor is an isekai.
Thor?
Thor.
Who died and became Thor?
No, because he knew.
Well, he did.
He knew
He gets
about.
transported to another world.
No, but he knew about the 9 realms.
Yeah, but that's like that. He got transported to another planet.
So okay,
Right.
like, isekai, Japanese genre of light novels, manga, anime, and video games that revolve around a person who is transported to and has to survive in another world. That's all it says.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not a planet.
Oh,
World is a planet.
World is a planet. I would have
No,
to
it's
say.
not.
He's like,
Not in the realm of.
there's only
animes,
one
and You're
planet.
talking about worlds.
Ask
No.
Pluto. Pluto would like to know your location.
You, Neil.
Okay. I always thought, in my mind, all isekais were a world that did not exist in your existence, in your dimension. Let's say.
I mean, that's probably
I don't
where
know.
that's where it's gone to for sure. Probably.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Like you can't go back to Earth from, if you get isekai'd, to the Konosuba world, you can't go back to Earth.
Why would you want to?
Ooh,
I
Konosuba.
completely agree.
Good one.
But if you wanted to,
Okay. So I'm gonna go back to my question now that we kind of established what an isekai is or ain't it not. Why do you guys think isekais are so popular now?
Escapism.
yeah, I mean, it's just easy, right? It's like ultimate power fantasy. Just like, I mean, like 90% of them are just like, everybody who is somewhat unsatisfied with their life at any point in time likes to, think or dream about, what happens if I just get transported somewhere and I am just the shit.
Okay.
That's
I mean,
that's I feel like the original premise of what made it super popular, like the SAOs of the world.
Yeah, and think about like most main characters of isekai animes are usually like shut-ins, and then they kind of get another chance. You look at ReZero, dude's kind of a shut-in. Konosuba, dude's definitely a shut-in.
Jobless reincarnation.
Jobless
he was
reincarnation, definitely a shut-in.
he was not just a shut-in. He was like full blown piece of crap otaku. Yeah, his family completely disowned him.
Shield Hero.
No, I don't think he was an otaku because he actually found the book in a library.
Maybe I'm thinking of the other show, not Shield Hero.
But Shield Hero.
Cautious. I was thinking of Cautious Hero. One of those.
But it's like a thing where it's like, I don't know. Have you guys ever thought about like, okay, what if I just like, boom, started over with all the knowledge I have right now, fresh start somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think about that all the time.
In life, right? Everybody fantasizes about that shit, right? So
I would have invested on Bitcoin day one. Okay.
Yeah.
Number one.
That's what everyone says. I mean, like we were playing, Rafa and I yesterday were playing Valorant with a kid, and he's like, "Guess how old I am?" And I was like, I don't know, I don't give a crap. And he's like, "I'm 14." And for a brief second there, I thought, I am twice this kid's age.
Oof.
And I was like, what would I do if I went back to being 14 with like the knowledge I have now? Same deal.
It's an isekai.
Yeah.
Rare isekai, man.
Yeah. Well, I kind of have this idea for a story, and I wouldn't say it's an isekai. It's more like a time travel thing. But what happens if this guy, right? Well, I've already written the first chapter, so I'll kind of give you guys a clue into what it is. So something really bad happens to this guy that's a recovering drug addict, right? And basically he gets, when he goes to sleep and he wakes up in right outside of the hospital where he was born, on the day he was born. So basically it's
As like a full-grown adult?
As a full-grown adult. But he's not there as himself, or he's there as himself as he is now, or in his current time period, but he is actually born. Like, he could see himself as a baby and like interact with his family in that time period.
Oh shit.
Hey,
Yeah.
you watched Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, right, Rafa? Like, did you watch the whole thing?
What'd you call me?
Did you watch all of Fate? Did you watch all of Fate Unlimited Blade Works?
No, I haven't. The only Fates that I've watched is Fate Zero.
Oh.
You guys are gonna spoil it for me. I've been so stubborn about the Fate series that I will only start the Fate series with the visual novel, which is impossible to fucking find.
Okay,
So it kind of
wait.
sounds like your decision's been made for you. Just watch the goddamn show.
I'm just gonna say something right now. I can't spoil the anime for you because I still don't really understand what I watched. It was it was super cool, and like the premise is explained like in the first 2 episodes. So like there's not much spoiler there. Like, you have ancient warriors that are fighting like a battle for, I think, a wish or something, which I don't even know if was fulfilled or what the heck happened at the end. I'm serious. I don't understand what happened. But as far as an anime that's really cool to watch, it's definitely there.
I kind of feel like that Saitama meme where, it's like him standing there, just like, okay, and like there's all the flashing lights. It's kind of how I feel, because I was very lost. Like, that's one of those shows, like, you finish it, you immediately go to YouTube and you type in like,
explain this to me.
That's why I'm gonna read the visual novel, dude, so I can just galaxy brain into the anime. All I know about the Fate series is that Rin Tosaka, is that the name?
Rin
is Bae.
Tosaka.
That's it.
Tosaka.
Yes.
She is definitely Bae. You don't even know who Rin is. You haven't seen all you saw is Fate Zero.
I don't need to know.
I'm talking to Rafa.
I'm like, yes.
And Astolfo. What?
Yeah.
Huh?
What? Huh?
Who?
Anyways, I've been watching Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, which is like the sequel to Fate Zero, or actually like where the original story takes place. Fate Zero is like the prequel to explain other stuff. But that show's awesome, and there are some very obvious time travel shenanigans in it, and it makes it even crazier. And it's really good. And even though I know you want to read the visual novel, I implore you, just because of the animation quality. It is like Demon Slayer movie animation quality, like every other episode.
I mean, that's why I want to watch it so badly, right? But anytime I've had anybody explain to me where to start on Fate series, or all the research I've done on where to start on the Fate series,
Zero.
It's like Zero, but Zero apparently spoils Unlimited Blade Works, and Unlimited Blade Works spoils Zero, and the fucking shitty one from like the early 2000s spoils everything, and it's bad.
Yeah,
so it's like I don't really know where to start. And if you play the mobile game, you spoil half the story for you.
So let me answer this for you.
So I'll just do the visual novel.
I've perused many threads trying to figure out what to watch and how to watch. Fate Zero is not intended to be watched first, even though it is a prequel. You watch Unlimited Blade Works. You ignore the Studio Dean version of just Fate Stay Night, because it's the garbage one that came out in like 2005. You watch Unlimited Blade Works. Then you can watch all the other ones. Fate Zero's last, I think. Or it's Unlimited Blade Works, then Fate Zero.
I don't know.
But you watch Fate Zero first.
Yes.
I know. But now, having watched both, I think that you should watch Unlimited Blade Works first.
You see what I'm saying?
So
People watch
confusing.
it. They're fans, right? And then I ask, and I'm like, all right, so where do you start? And you're like, well, I started with Fate Zero, but you should not start there. You shouldn't start there.
No.
Well, I mean, you can.
It was cool.
You can. It's
It was
totally
cool.
fine if you do. There's nothing wrong with it. But I just think, like, for you, a man that likes pleasant surprises, you should watch Unlimited Blade Works.
Supplies in demand. Okay, I started with Zero, and I'm still confused. That's the only advice.
I mean,
can
I'm
give
You
you.
didn't watch the 2005 version from Studio D.
I did
first.
not. I did not.
I watched the side-by-side comparison of one scene from Studio Dean compared to UFO Table. and it was like absolute crap versus amazing. It was very distinct.
UFO Tables is good.
Yes. Dean's was garbage.
All right, so moving on, because
UFO Tables.
I don't think, like I said, I can't go anywhere with Fate Zero. I'm just being honest. And me and Jorge tried to play the video game in Japan of Fate. You remember that big old white machine?
Yeah, shit, that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, okay. First,
it was also in Japanese.
It was completely 100% in Japanese.
That's my nickname on the. That's my nickname on the basketball court.
Completely in Japanese.
A white machine.
White machine.
Big old.
Fuck out of here. You've never been on a basketball court.
Yeah, I used to play the crap out of it.
Calm down, Woody Harris. All right? Calm down. Okay, whatever. Okay.
You totally lost it there. I understand.
I'm going to go back. As far as amazing animation is concerned, I am super, super, super excited for Chainsaw Man. I have not read the manga, which Dakotah, I think you have, right?
Yes.
But the animation in that trailer was bananas.
Crispy.
It was so good.
I hope it's not kind of like a gameplay trailer versus actual gameplay type of thing, you know? Yeah. It's like Battlefield, the new Battlefield trailer versus like how it's going to actually look. I just really hope they're not bait and switching us, because like I know that the manga is super popular, and if they fuck this up, especially after that trailer, there's going to be a lot of salty people out there.
Well, good news is, like Mappa did the last season of Attack on Titan, or the first half of the last season, and then they have also done Jujutsu Kaisen, and both of those. Zero complaints about the animation. Well, the CGI in Attack on Titan was questionable at times, but Jujutsu Kaisen was awesome, like all the way through.
Do you think that's a good starter anime?
Jujutsu Kaisen? Yeah.
Attack on Titan?
No. No.
Okay, referring back to...
You need to be desensitized a little bit before you watch Attack on Titan.
So, real world application... Wasn't Spank the Tank's first anime Jujutsu Kaisen?
No.
Oh, no. That's right. He watched Naruto. Yeah,
he's watched a bunch of anime. He was an anime man.
Who's didn't you recommend that to somebody as their first anime?
Thomas.
Sure. Thomas. Okay, got you.
I don't think it was his first, but I think he started My Hero Academia, and he wasn't about it.
Gotcha.
Because I think he was looking for something a little bit more like... you got to watch a couple animes before you go to like the out there-ness of My Hero, right? And I think Jujutsu Kaisen is just like...
I think as a child, that would have been all about... Like, if I was a kid,
that was
the first thing.
For sure. But, I mean, you're talking like about someone above the age of 25,
I mean,
My
Hero Academia is pretty Disney as far as
it's very Disney.
Anime goes.
And we get enough Disney here in the United States. Like or in the West, you need something a little bit more like, what does these companies like Disney and all these animation studios not give us? And that is Jujutsu Kaisen, Attack on Titan. Like dramatic, really, really good storytelling, a lot of adult content, but it's animated, right? We don't get a lot of that here.
Attack on Titan was hard to get through the first 2 episodes. That was rough.
It was going to be my second anime, but I wasn't ready for it when I watched the first half of the first episode, and I was like, I'll come back to this another time.
I think that was my first one.
Dakotah started crying and went to go find his mom. Mom.
Wait. So I want to know, wait, Jorge, that was your first anime?
Well, besides
the first
my
one
first real one. Yeah, basically.
I mean, okay, so I remember how I felt when I first saw a Titan eat someone.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you saw that shit? As someone not into anime, fully.
I mean,
at the time.
I've watched The Walking Dead. Like, nothing's worse than Negan hitting freaking Glenn in the head with a baseball bat and then like an eye popping out.
Spoilers.
Man, that show's been out forever. And a freaking eye popping out, and then this dude being like, "Oh, I hit you so hard, your eye just popped out."
I've never watched that show, and I don't think I ever will.
Dude, he was probably the most charismatic bad guy ever.
You hated him, but liked him.
Yeah,
but hated it.
So weird. It's so entertaining to watch.
Unlike Gabby. Gabby could go die in a hole.
I still don't know who Gabby is.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a great character, dude.
Gabby's
you guys are crazy. Adds so much drama to the show.
Gabby's grown on me.
No,
she's like Joffrey. She's Joffrey.
That part in like the wine cellar.
Kill her again. Kill her more.
Yeah, dude.
That's what everybody wants to do to her.
I still think the two most hated characters in all of anime. Mommy Chan.
Oh, I hate Mommy Chan.
And crap, what's her name? From Shield Hero.
She's very oh my god. The princess.
Yeah, I know mine is what he calls her or something like that.
Is it mine?
I don't know, dude.
I think that's like her name that she faked.
Didn't Shield Hero season 2 start or is about to start or happen?
Malty.
What'd you say?
Malty.
Yeah.
Ah, God, fuck Malty.
I don't know, but Shield Hero is probably my second favorite isekai.
That was also like a really big 180. It was kind of like the Invincible twist with Malty. Yeah. Like I was like, oh, typical isekai. This is kind of what the heck is happening, you know?
Yeah, Shield Hero was definitely a good one that started off really strong, and then kind of tapered off from there.
Really?
Yeah. For me, because it started super strong. You know, it was like a little bit of a revenge story, you know, because of everything that happened to him and Malty, and then kind of as the story drove on, you kind of, I don't know, I got kind of bored.
I didn't like
his angry attack.
Just how
yeah.
How
it's just like, what's your power? I get angry.
I couldn't.
My shield gets angry too.
I get very angry, and then my shield gets super strong. I use my shield to hit people.
Steve Rogers would like to know your location.
Yeah.
I just couldn't. It kind of, you know, how you have to suspend your disbelief a little bit, right? For like those shows, but I just couldn't get behind how stupid the other guys that were isekai'd were. Like especially that one dude that just kept on thinking the Malty was not bad, right?
Oh,
after all the crap she was playing, I was like, "This is
that's
I was getting sick of it. I was getting exhausted from how stupid he was."
No. That's an illness, okay? And it's called being booty blinded. Okay, dude, booty blinding is real. It is a pandemic that has been going on for far too long. There should be public service announcements for booty blindings. You know, just when you think that it can't happen to you, happens, bro.
Next thing you know, you're a tier 3 sub for Pokemon.
Yep, there you go.
You got something you want to tell the class, Dakotah?
Bro, I was there in that hot tub stream for him.
Here, where's my wallet?
Oh man.
Oh no, I did.
Although I will say, you know, as far as you know, we're talking the most hated. I think one of the most loved waifus is Raftalia.
Yes,
the best character in the show, to be honest.
She is the best character.
She is. No,
I feel like we argued about this before, but I don't remember if it's been in Discord or if it's been on the show. But Raftalia is.
I'm pretty sure I mentioned it in the last.
Wait, let's argue. I want to do this.
No. I'm pretty sure we mentioned it in the last podcast where I outed Dakotah for being in love with a 12-year-old.
Raccoon. Or not raccoon. Squirrel.
It's raccoon.
Is it a raccoon?
She's a tanuki. I just made that up. I don't know. I don't really know what a tanuki is.
I was totally convinced. I was like, yeah, it's a tanuki.
Tanuki. Is that a Japanese squirrel?
Oh, no.
I don't know, man.
Tanuki. Japanese squirrel.
Really?
No. Yes. But, yes. No, I think we already outed him on that. So we don't.
Oh, it is a tanuki. You're dead. You're 100% right.
What?
I'm on the wiki right now. Raccoon
On the wiki.
and tanuki.
Praise my weeb knowledge. Praise me.
Dude, that's one of the things that, like, that's when your subconscious is like running on overdrive in the background, and you're just like making competitional decisions that you don't even know that
But
are
see,
going
what
on.
we don't see on camera is there is sweat pouring off the back of his head right now from thinking that hard.
There's a heart-shaped sweat, sweat stain on his back.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
There it
to you.
is.
I am very sweady right now. Do you tuck in your shirt to your shorts?
No.
Oh my gosh! I was about
hell's
to
wrong
say,
with you?
tuck in your shirt while you're.
How dare you,
at
man?
home? Oh man, you're about to give us ammunition for life.
I'm not the white machine over here. That's you. Big white machine is you.
Oh my god.
Oh,
No, but my shorts do ride up when I sit on this chair.
I was about to say. Oh man, when you turn 30, I guess things start happening.
Okay. So, you know what? You just gave me an idea from like our past conversation. We've talked about the animes we love the most. What about the animes we hate the most?
Interesting.
You finish one? Do you hate? Like,
That's the thing. Like I drop them.
Exactly. So
No.
which
Like,
one?
I ended up dropping them.
Which one is the one that you dropped the fastest? You're just like.
Honestly, I think I
this.
dropped Attack on Titan faster than any other show, but then I picked it right back up, like a year or so later, and I loved it, but it just wasn't for me at the time when it came out.
it's just like a giant zombie.
Yeah,
No, but those zombies are scary.
I'm trying to think, man. That's actually a really good question. I can't think of many shows that just outright
It's
dropped.
funny because I think about animes that I like hate, right? And that's the fact that I am pissed that they exist and other people like it. You know what I mean? Not so much of like I watched an anime and it was shit and then I just stopped watching it and then I moved on.
That they
right?
exist and other people watching.
Yeah, because like a lot of people feel that way about Sword Art Online. You know?
Oh, okay. Actually,
Like a lot of people hate Sword Art Online because like how can anybody actually like this shit and it's super popular so people hate it.
That might be better. Hot takes. Like, what's your hot take on an anime that you're like, nah, not a good anime? So is yours Sword Art Online?
No,
You know,
I mean that's the easiest hot take in the world.
Because
Yeah, that's not
I
like a
really
controversial.
I really like Sword Art Online. I really do.
Really?
Yeah, because it kind of reminds me of Dot Hack Sign, and I love Dot Hack Sign.
I only watched the first
it's
season, and I was kind of over it after the first season.
I don't know. It kind of like hits my nostalgia buttons. I like Sword Art Online.
For me, it was just like trying to be edgy in some areas just for the sake of being edgy because it's a teen show, you know?
A teen show.
Like the dude trying to marry what's her face and do all that stuff.
I'll give you a hot take. Quintessential quintuplets I couldn't get into.
That's a hot take. That is a hot take.
I which is so weird because I love redheads. Like I just think they're so pretty. But
typical SAO fan, man. Typical SAO fan.
Honestly, I saw the first couple episodes and I like immediately like searched like which one he ended up with, and then I was like, oh okay.
Oh my gosh.
Why would you do that? That's the whole fun. You don't know. There's 5 of them, and you don't know which one.
And they're all
And all the
quintessential.
shenanigans that happen in between. All of the onsens and all of the beach episodes.
Wait, there's beach episodes?
There's
Yeah, dude.
always a beach episode.
This is anime. Welcome to the club. Come on in. Water's warm.
Okay, I have a hot take, but it might not be super of a hot take. I watched the first episode of Bleach, and after one episode, I was like, "This show's boring."
Oh shit, man, that is a hot take, dude.
That's a hot take because
that is a hot take, man.
Okay, so
but also here was the thing: is like over time, like I didn't notice like bad animation, I didn't notice bad sound, but like first of all, the show like it was in like that old aspect ratio. Which that's not like it's not like a check against it, but it's not a check for it, you know.
That's what you get for not watching it when it comes out.
And
but didn't you watch Naruto?
Yeah, and I didn't like the aspect ratio with that either.
He complained so much when he first started watching Naruto.
And then I quickly stopped because the show was still freaking awesome. But the same deal, like the sound for like the first monster they fight in that show was garbage. And like and it's probably just because I'm spoiled now. I've seen so many great things like from, you know, so much like good animation, so much good audio that these people have used. You know, this is a show that's dated, or at least it's older. It's right.
It's very dated.
And they didn't have the budget. They didn't have all that, and especially like the main character didn't even look like what I see in pictures now, right? Like he looked totally weird.
True.
And like what someone else told me later on was like the first season you kind of just got to get through, and then after that it's good.
Yeah. Well, okay, so let me kind of chime in on here for that. You also have to remember that when Bleach came out, anime wasn't so really readily available in the U.S. as it is now, right? So this was one of the Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, you know, late at night anime cartoons, which basically like it was either that or, you know, you watch late night television, and as a kid you want to watch cartoons, right? So like people were forced to either like it or find something else, and you know, when you're that age and you don't have many options, I mean, that thing was awesome, you know. So I have a lot of fond memories about it. And then once you get to the Soul Society, is that what they call it?
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
So
Soul Society arc.
I could understand that. Like the show is dated, right? Like it is dated. It's an old shonen show, and the shonen formula has been like perfected, you know, over the years, right? But it is still a great show with a lot of really like memorable characters and awesome fights. It's like well, no, there was probably other shows before that I'm sure had this like concept, but it was like the first show that I can remember where it's like this huge cast of like elites, you know, in the Soul Society that, you know, that they're all kind of different and shit. It's like the fucking, what do you call them in Demon Slayer? The Hashiras?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. And like this dude trying to like compete with them. But that's, yeah, I mean, but,
and I know, like,
that's a hot take.
I'm giving it a benefit of
it's wrong, but it's a hot take.
My second hot take.
Orihime used to be Bae, by the way.
My second hot take is...
Just saying. Orihime.
I don't think the second season of Tokyo Ghoul is that bad.
I haven't watched Tokyo Ghoul yet.
I know, so... Everyone's like always like, the first season's the best, which I agree. The first season's by far and away the best. But I watched the second and third seasons, and they weren't terrible. They're watchable for sure.
I got a hot take.
Okay.
All right.
Go for it.
This one's pretty controversial, considering it's probably, generally speaking, considered one of the best animes of all time. But I did not think that Full Metal Alchemist was that great.
Brotherhood or?
Brotherhood. I watched both. I watched the original and I watched Brotherhood. I watched all of them, and I enjoyed it. But I do not think it is... I don't think it belongs at the top.
I think it's at the top now purely because back then when that's all they had, it was probably great.
I'm ready.
However you felt about me when I said what I said about quintessential quintuplets is exactly how I feel right now.
I feel betrayed. I don't even know you anymore.
Because, dude, the Elric brothers. I mean, come on. Like, I just love those two characters and Ren. Like, I don't know, just that I felt for them so much. Like, I think it goes back to like, do you are you invested in these characters? And to me, it was so easily to be like, yes, I want these guys to succeed. And I think that's what it kind of comes down to for me in most animes. Like, do I like the main character? Do I agree with what they're doing? And do I want them to succeed? And how badly do I want them to succeed? So,
yeah. And I mean, I definitely was interested, I still enjoyed the show. But I don't quite see what everybody else sees, where it's just the peak, like this belongs in the top. This is a top 5, it's not even in my top 20.
I would say it's probably in my top 5. If not my top 5, my top 7, or, it's somewhere in the top 10 for sure. Midfield.
Did you guys watch it? Or is it just me? Man.
I watched it.
It's on the list. I have a long list of things that need to be watched.
What did you think?
I think Jorge agrees. He's like, I watched
it. No, I like it. I like it a lot. I was just thinking about Elsa's comment.
He's still shocked.
He shook. That boy shook.
Well, he asked me right away. It's like, wait a minute, Brotherhood or the regular?
Yeah. Well, that's because
did you watch? That's what everybody says to me too. It's like, well, did you watch Brotherhood?
Exactly.
That's because I remember.
I watched both of them.
I remember vividly last episode we talked about
so hot no more. I could not get into JoJo's.
Oh, you know what? I'm having a hard time. Okay, so actually, that reminds me, we never talked about JoJo's. Okay, so that is a hot take for many, right? Because JoJo's, I don't know why it's so beloved. I really don't know. I don't get it. But
I will 5 minutes.
It's a 5 minutes. I would definitely say it's not my most hated. Okay, so Outcast is probably the one that I dropped the quickest. Like, I saw Outcast and I thought it was going to be super awesome because of that one animated fight that's on. Yeah.
That was garbage.
Well, I don't know if it was garbage. I just don't know if we gave it enough time to get there. But I didn't feel like watching. Oh, okay. Probably my most hated that I actually watched is probably God of High School. God of High School was god awful at the end. It was super cool in the beginning and just so disappointing
after they got
powers. I think the problem with God of High School is because I read up to where the season ended in the webtoon. The problem is that easily could have been like a 18 episode season or a 24 episode season, and they condensed it into 12 and they rushed so
I think so because people were punching each other and then some dude summoned a dragon.
A stand? Yeah, and there's a stand out there.
There was a lot going on there. I was on board for most of the show. Same. I'm with you. I was on board for most of the show. It started off really strong. Animation was beautiful.
Beautiful.
Fight choreography was just out of control. So good. But then it quickly went away from some really sick martial arts, in the middle of a ring with some slightly overpowered, maybe kind of powerful people, to there's a dragon wrapped around the whole building, like you guys said, and there is a giant god dropping a sword the size of Tokyo into the earth.
And there's a dude playing drums on a roof amidst all this.
That was pretty dope.
That was
super dope.
Yeah.
But
which that was all his screen time, by the way. We never knew anything else about him.
So I have two thoughts I want to follow up with this. I lost one already as I said this, but the other thought is God of High School, meh. But the other webtoon adaptation, Tower of God, amazing.
Tower of God.
Now people have complained. People have complained that Tower. Actually, I do take it back to the most hated anime character is Rachel.
Rachel. Oh.
And so I read the entire webtoon up to where the author just started back, took a year off until this month. And that, if they animate all of that, it's going to be Naruto levels of epic. It's going to be incredible.
Oh, wait, did you guys watch it? Well, I don't think Jorge has, but did you watch it?
Tower of God? Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I watched Tower of God.
So, Rachel.
Yeah, she's the worst.
I mean, this is another simp story. This is another simp.
Booty blindness.
Yeah, this is booty blindness.
You know what? Circle. Okay, in his defense, that was literally the only booty he had ever seen. So,
I mean, that's what happens. Like that's why you gotta stop. That's why his friends, okay, that he made along the way, the friendships he made along the way, they should have been like, dude, stop being such a fucking simp.
Come on, Rack, why'd you let me do this, dude?
Rack, dude, smack him around.
Dude, is Rack the alligator?
Yeah.
Dude, he is like one of my favorite characters of all time, dude.
One of the best Sundaries ever.
He's like, oh, what's going on with Black Turtle? No.
Oh, dude. Man, you know who Rack is exactly like? Is Inosuke from Demon Slayer.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, okay. Which brings us to
I've been making this like subtle Demon Slayer.
Okay.
Waiting for us to talk about the movie.
So
weeb.
Gotta stretch out a little bit for this one. Okay. Demon Slayer, the jewel of 2020 and 2021.
Shonen anime right now.
Of shonen anime.
I don't know. I think Jujutsu Kaisen.
Okay. So I'm just gonna get it out right now. Super, super, super hot take. The beginning of the movie was crap.
I disagree with you heavily.
The Demon Slayer movie.
Yeah. The beginning of the Demon Slayer movie was crap in my opinion.
Let's dig into that. So like what part specifically?
I fell asleep.
Kind of really?
I fell asleep. I could not. I didn't. It felt like I don't know why. Something about the way of the fighting, like just felt like not movie worthy to me. I think it would have been really good as episodes, but the beginning was not great for me.
Well, that's the whole deal about this, right? Is the movie is a continuation of the manga, right?
Right.
It's literally like what the author wrote to continue the story. When you think of all those epic anime movies like My Hero Academia movies, all
which
those are originals.
I haven't watched a single one.
Like they're made to be movies. They are not. The author didn't write them. They're just side stories that don't really happen in the main story. Like none of that stuff has a continuity in the main story. It's just there for cool stuff. This was specifically
canon.
A part. It's canon.
Yeah.
And so, that, and it's kind of like what I think one review said about it is like, this could have been a first part of a season, like the first 4 or 5 episodes of a season.
Yeah.
But they chose to make a movie because the fights, like, they needed the budget for that, right? And they brought the budget. They brought the budget for the fights.
So I fell asleep when they went into the dream state. Okay, so that's when I just knocked out, and then I woke up once they were fighting in like the last cart of the train.
Are you saying you fell into the demon spell also?
Oh! Maybe the movie was so good that I just became a part of it.
Were you running around with Chica in your dream world? in your favorite
Chica and Hestia.
Yeah. Hey, if that would have happened, it would have been my favorite movie of all time. All time. No. Okay, so, but, there's a huge but in there. I saw, like, the last, I mean, like, B-U-T, okay? Not 2 T's, okay? Yeah, he got very excited, ladies and gentlemen that are listening. The second half of the movie, top tier, so good. Like,
I got to agree with you on the dream sequences.
I would say the pacing was slow at the beginning.
The dream sequences, like, I thought that Tanjiro's was interesting and like impactful, but Took too long, a little too long. And then it took me a little bit out of it when they switched over, for comedic effect to everybody else's. Yeah, to like Inosuke.
The cave diving team.
Dude, Inosuke's was so funny, dude.
Hilarious, but it took away from like the severity of of like the emotion that like Kenpachiro was feeling in his in his dream,
Dude, in the Mother's Basement review of the movie, he literally does the entire review, and every time he says Tanjiro's name, he uses a different name the entire time. It was awesome.
Well, I think it's been said that every 12th time he says it, he gets it right.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's something. It's an exact number that he gets it right every like 12 times or something like that.
BRB, I'm gonna reread the whole manga.
Yeah.
Do it. But yeah, I will agree the pacing was kind of slow in the first bit. But I also went in knowing what was going to happen. And so I was still excited to see all of it because I knew where it was going. And so I think the Rafa saw the trailer with Akaza. I'm not sure about Jorge. But I know Elsa went in there totally spoiler-free. How'd you feel when Upper 3 showed up?
I loved every part of it. I mean, to be honest, it was kind of... it was predictable that somebody else was going to show up. Because, like, again, there was so much focus on Rengoku. Mm-hmm. There was so much focus on him, right? Dude. And the fact that he stepped away, while Kentaro and Inosuke were fighting, the train demon. The fact that he stepped away and it was like, okay, well, this whole movie is kind of like, centering around him, and he's not fighting the main dude, so there's got to be something else. Something. And it turned out to be,
Dude,
Akaza or whatever.
I have never felt so attached for some reason to a character so quickly as Rengoku.
Dude,
he's awesome. He's my favorite. He's one of my favorite characters.
He is like so funny. He's like, so you want to become my disciple? Ha ha ha! Like
I was like, yeah.
And they all love him.
They were like,
I just love the first thing when they see him, and he's just sitting in there eating his food, and every time he takes a bite, he's like, "Oh my, oh my!" It was great.
Oh man,
dude,
the movie was good though, and I mean, my gauge going into it, because my wife took me to go see the movie, right? And I was like, she's not an anime person, and she even said, that's pretty good. I could follow it and everything. She is not. She's the furthest thing from a weeb possible, and she enjoyed it.
He's basically senpai, and she's Nagatoro.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty close. Pretty close. And so I fucking loved it. Loved it. Every time that Rengoku took out his sword, I was like, I can't wait for this. Because the animation was so fluid and so just amazing. Anytime he did anything, I can't say enough good things about it.
So, honestly, the ending, the last 1/3, the closing act of the movie, was phenomenal. And the fact that he kind of figures out that it's called fire breathing or whatever instead of
there's a difference between flame and fire.
Yeah, flame and fire. And no spoilers, but you get to there's more to it, but it is, I think, super super cool. And okay, so I haven't spoiled it for myself. Okay, so you can't say anything, Dakotah.
Yeah, manga readers, shut up.
Yeah, you can't say anything. Okay. But my guess is that there's more to meets the eye with his lineage and his father. Because you see his dad doing the dance, and it's just, I don't know. That's a heartstring for me there. But you see his dad that's dying, doing the dance because it's the time-honored family tradition, and then something about the dance and the way he breathes is what allows him to get through it, even though he's in that much pain. I think that there is a bigger underlying story about why Tanjiro becomes who he becomes and why he has the black sword and all that stuff. That is my guess, and I'm looking forward to it. But that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the main bad guy of the whole series, right?
Michael Jackson?
Specifically calls out
Jack White?
the fact that he's wearing the earrings and stuff, right? So it's like, to me, it kind of signals that either Muzan has been fighting, his bloodline for a while, for generations, or he knows of them somehow, or his, Tenkaro's dad is somebody who is important in the Demon Slayer, world.
I don't think he's important in the Demon Slayer world, and I'll tell you why. I don't think so. And like the Demon Slayer core, not the world, right? The world is different from the core. So I don't think he's important to the core because none of them seem to know anything about him other than they don't want him there. Tanjiro.
Well, they all die, though.
Huh?
All the Hashiras die. Like, those guys get recycled out, almost.
Oh, okay.
Almost weekly, it seems.
I get what you're saying. You're saying that this is the new generation.
Yeah, this is like a new generation.
Information gets lost, right?
No, but the leader, you would think he would be like, no, you guys don't know.
Yeah, but he's smart as fuck. He's not going to say shit, right?
Well,
he's
gonna
they'll
spoil the pot.
You know that scene in Love is War where Chica's trying to whistle and avoid saying it.
Also, he's blind. The dude doesn't even know what freaking.
That's true.
I want to talk about it so bad.
Tokoro looks like, dude.
That's true. I forgot about that. Because I don't think they'll be like, yo, this guy has kind of weird earrings. Like, do you think anything about that, master?
Nobody's pointed that out. Which also, another minor complaint I had about the movie was that there was no scene with Muzan. I wanted just like an off, scene, kind of like how there was one with the leader of the Demon Slayer Corps, right? He was just kind of walking around the graveyard talking or whatever. I kind of wanted like a counterpart to that scene with Muzan. Just a little bit. Just give me the fan service. I want to see Muzan.
Okay. I could see that. That would be cool. Yeah. One meme that I saw that was really funny. They're like, there's some evil and mostly good, and then they have the picture. Who's the person on your phone again, Dakotah?
Shinobu?
Yeah, they have a picture of Shinobu, right? And then they're like, there's some good and mostly evil, and then they show the guy from the end of the movie, the third moon or whatever his name is.
Akaza.
Akaza. And then they're like, then there's this cinnamon roll, and then they show Tanjiro, right? And then it's an all white gang. And then they're like, and then there's this MFer. And then they have Muzan with an all black yin and yang. I thought that was a funny meme that I wanted to share with you guys.
All right, let's get it on screen. All right.
It's on screen right there. It looks awesome.
There you go. Okay. Yeah. But overall, what'd you guys... Okay, so...
Man, you guys already know how I feel about it.
Where does Demon Slayer rank in your top animes so far of where it's at?
Anime movies? Or
No. Just the whole thing so far.
No,
we only got one season and one movie. That's all we got.
It was great. Demon Slayer is great. It's definitely up there for me overall, right? But you got to see how things develop.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean?
Although I will say, Jujutsu Kaisen only has one season, and it is in the top 5 for me already. Because Jujutsu Kaisen to me was just, in my opinion, the best thing that come out recently.
The author of the Jujutsu Kaisen's taking a hiatus indefinitely.
Yes,
like the Hunter author.
Yeah, there's a meme about that too. They're like, welcome to the club. So that's kind of sad. But so far, what I've seen from Jujutsu Kaisen, just the first season alone is enough for me to love it, like for all time.
I mean, I felt that way about the first season of, like One Punch Man, right? And I was like, this is one of the greatest animes I've ever seen, ever, period. And then the second season just rotted so far down that I don't even consider it anymore. It's like, I don't know, like they got to finish strong, They got to keep it strong and finish strong for it to stay up there. Because like right now it's just like a brand new shiny thing. Yeah, Boruto sucks, dude. Sucks to start.
The fighting scene?
I actually like the manga.
Still sucks.
So amazing.
What fighting scenes? What fighting scenes? They're chasing cats for 500 episodes.
No, there's fighting scenes now.
Well, they're switching it up because the furry's been chasing his.
I'm like 600 episodes. How many episodes into I gotta go to watch a fight? Like, even freaking Naruto had the Kagabushin no Jutsu going and a couple fights here and there, like, early on. First episode was a fight,
Oh, dude, the bridge arc. The bridge arc was amazing.
Naruto?
No, Naruto.
Talking about...
you're talking about the... with...
the Zabuza and Haiku.
The Susibaka.
Yeah.
Susboy. Haku.
Sasari.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah. Well, anyway, I digress. But so Demon Slayer hasn't hit top 10, I think, but there is strong potential there for it to be a top 10 anime for me.
I as a person that has read all of it, I think that if they maintain like the animation quality that they've obviously set the bar and show that they can do, it's going to be up there because the story does only get better. Okay. And especially like the conclusion of the whole story is great. That's what I'm saying.
Say nothing.
It ends?
No, I mean,
it ends. Oh no, spoiler. You know what? I will tell you this. In order for an anime to be the greatest, it has to end. There has to be an end point. And I'm treating right now Naruto Saga and Boruto as two separate animes, even though it's the same universe. Because, in my opinion, Naruto is GOAT. But I'm interested to see what happens with Boruto. But
I mean, Naruto ended with the movie. And
the last was amazing, dude.
And I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. I don't want to think about it because I get teary-eyed every time I think about the last. But, all right, cool. Jorge, opinion. Where does Demon Slayer fall?
Fall?
Yeah. Still closed.
Closed.
It's close.
Better than Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
I don't know about that. At least not now.
Here's
maybe down in the future. It's a good show. I would say top 10, top 15.
Top 15? You've watched 15 animes?
Man, you haven't watched 15, have you?
He's like, that's why it's in the top 15. What else do you think?
And obviously in the top 5 is Quintessential Quintuplets, right?
I mean, each quintuplet gets a spot.
You gotta watch Quintessential Quintuplets. It'll knock Demon Slayer off your top 15. Off its 15 slot and slide right into the top 15.
We have so many more shows we need to talk about at some point. We're gonna have to do a part 3 for sure.
Probably part 3. This might be an ongoing topic of conversation. Okay, but we've been at it for a while, boys. So Demon Slayer was definitely going to be our crown jewel of the evening. So I think we should end it there. I usually like to give the last words to somebody else, but I think I'm going to take it this time.
Azur's Lion Slowhead's the best anime out there. They hate me because I speak the truth.
Okay, there you go. Right. He just stole it from me, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Thank you, and take care.